everybody. I know I'm not quite ready to go live yet, but oh man, Wookie Lee was doing the most right there, and I just wanted to entertain you guys a little bit. So anyway, hello everybody. What's going on? My name is Jessie Lee. You can call me Boss Lee, other people's mentor. I help people make 6 and 7 figures from their phones online, and today I want to talk to you about a book that I read and the lessons I learned from it called Shoe Dog. And if you're not familiar with Shoe Dog, or if you're not familiar with this at all, I'm actually super excited because I found out that apparently there's a big movie company that's actually making this into a feature film. It's going to come out soon. I think it's going to be called Air or something like that. And it's a story of Phil Knight and Nike. So that excites me quite a bit because I read this book, like I said, Jeepers Creepers, last week, and immediately had to do trainings from it, immediately was super motivated. And there's just things that if you're an entrepreneur and you are an entrepreneurial journey of any kind, I would suggest listening to this, sharing it. And if you do share it, I'll give you some shout outs, of course. But you drop a 1 below if you're catching me live, and you can say where you're coming in from. And then a 2 if you are catching a replay. And I will say, hi, I miss you below. So I want to jump right in on this because maybe you've bought the book, maybe you haven't bought the book. The book, again, is called Shoe Dog that I'm referencing. It is by Phil Knight, who, of course, is a multi-billionaire and the founder of, you guys see Wookie, the founder of Nike. And obviously, you know Nike, that is this just gigantic brand now, one of the biggest brands in the world, one of the most recognized brands for sure. If you know what Nike is, you can drop their slogan in the chat. I just want to see if you guys really know what their slogan is while Wookie shows off for you guys. That's why I wanted to do this while she was still doing funny things with her body. Oh my God, I love her so much. But we know Nike, we know the we know the company, we know Just Do It, we know it's one of the biggest brands ever. But I don't know if you guys know that it is truly the story of a kid with a dream. And sometimes we look at people and we look at entrepreneurs, we look at multi-billionaires, and we think, oh my gosh, that will never be me, or oh my gosh, they must have gotten a leg up. And I love that there was no leg up. I love that the only money that was ever given to him and had to be paid back was $2,000 to his father in 1962, I believe it was. 1962, 1964, to fly all the way to Japan to try to find a manufacturer. And inside of that lesson of itself, there's already lessons. And I want to share this with you because I just I don't know if it blew me away, but it really did. So it's a kid who loved running, passionate, a kid with zero business knowledge, zero business experience, who just had a dream. Okay. And so the book is all about how he built Nike. But the first lesson I got out of this is you really have to start before you're ready. Okay. So he's a kid. He sits down with some of his running coach, Bowerman. He sits down with his friend and he says, hey, I want to sell shoes. I want to sell shoes. I want to sell shoes. He was actually finishing college and he needed a project for his entrepreneurship class. And that was his little simple idea. And then so he practiced his pitch with his friend Johnson. And he really believed that these Japanese shoes could become more popular than European shoes in America. And so it became an obsession. In 1962, he borrows $2,000 from his dad. And he says, hey, I'm going to travel the world. And when I travel the world, I'm also going to stop in Japan so I can see if I can make my crazy idea a reality. And maybe inside of this, you are already having moments of congruency, maybe in sacrifices you've had to make or things you've done in your business or borrowing money from somebody who believed in you, etc. But he basically sets up a business meeting. He gets there, but before he gets there, everybody, including his father and his friends and his grandmother, they told him he was crazy. And this is really where I want you to pay attention to what I'm talking about, because I know that most of you listening to this have had somebody who genuinely loves you tell you that your business idea, your idea of entrepreneurship, your idea of starting a business, finishing a business, doing whatever is nuts. And either nuts or dangerous. And so I coach this a lot of the time, but your people that are kind of naysayers that are close to you in your life, I don't think they're haters. I truly believe that the naysayers tend to be the people who really believe in you, but they're scared of you outgrowing them and they're scared of you losing what you already have. And so especially in a situation where, of course, Phil Knight, he graduates college, his parents and grandparents saw him as somebody who, oh, you can go on this safe career path. You can do these things that are not nearly as dangerous. If this makes sense to you, will you put a yes in the comments? Because I'm just curious, because I promise that every successful entrepreneur has had moments where people have doubted them, people have told them that their idea is crazy, or it may be even outright dangerous. And for some of you, you've had people literally talk you out of your goals. Am I right? So Phil Knight tells a story where he's talking to his grandmother about how he's going to travel the world. He wants to have experiences before he settles down in any way in a career or a job. He wants to go to Japan. And the first thing out of his family member's mouth is, you cannot go to Japan. The Japanese are going to try to kill you. They are our enemies. Now, in case you haven't timelined that, 1962 is just 20 short years, not even 20 short years after World War II had ended. Of course, think about what happened in World War II with the Japanese. They were not trying to stop him from being an amazing person. They loved him. They thought that Japan was dangerous, which now in 2023, you might think that is crazy. Like, what are you talking about? Japan being dangerous? This is what people do, right? Wookie Lee. This is what people do right now in 2023 with all kinds of other stuff. This is what people do with your dreams. This is what people do with places you want to travel to, places they've never even been, people they've never met, business opportunities they've never tried to be part of. And they try to talk you out of it, right? They don't allow you to do your own research, allow you to live your own life, allow you to fall and make the mistakes. And one of the things that I will tell you has made me a very successful entrepreneur is that I follow my intuition. And really, when I think about Phil Knight and Shoe Dog, that is clearly him following his intuition and saying, okay, you think I'm crazy. Maybe I am a little crazy, but I want to change the world, and I'm going to do things that scare people. And every day in my business and every day in my life, I try to find ways that I can do things that scare people, right? How can I scare me? How can I not follow the status quo? How can I do something that's a little different, a little bit out of line? And a lot of my success has come from that. A lot of my success has been by building companies that people said were impossible. And I have a story with network marketing that I think is pretty powerful in this, which is, I remember when I first saw a direct sales compensation plan. And just like so many people that don't like network marketing, don't like direct sales, don't like these at-home businesses, I looked at it and I saw where it said 1% of people will make the top money. 1% of people will become millionaires. 1% of people will become multiple six-figure earners. 1% of people. And it's interesting perspective shift, because some of you hear stuff like, oh, 1% of people, and you go, well, then I'm never going to do that. This is never going to work. If only 1% succeed at this, then it's not going to be me. And it's amazing to me that 12 years ago, even though I was in a losing season of my life, I was not a loser. And I looked at a business plan like that, where it was 1% of people will make $1 million. And I said, well, then I'm going to be the 1%. And so ask yourself, where is your perspective in that? So Phil Knight clearly was like, okay, you're scared of you're scared of Japan. You're scared of me traveling the world. I'm not scared. I'm going to change my life. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate you guys. So think about that, right? So that's the first thing that I got from this. The second thing I got from this is enthusiasm. This guy's enthusiastic about shoes like a crazy person, okay? Like the kinds of things that they are doing, the months it's taking them to get samples to come from Japan, little more time. He was selling enthusiasm to people, right? He went and he sold 2 pairs of shoes to his old college running coach, Bill Bowerman, who ended up being his first partner, somebody who was always obsessed with improving the shoes that he was running with his athletes on. It didn't matter. He was selling the shoes from the trunk. He was selling the shoes door to door. He was going all over the place. And I think that this part of the story is one of the most powerful parts, because you can almost feel Phil's excitement of, this is going to work. I don't know how this is going to work, but this is going to work, coming true. And so I felt the same way in so many so many things I've done. I don't know if you guys can relate to this. Again, you can put a yes if you can, but there's been moments where I'm just like, I believe in this. This, I really, truly believe, is going to be something that transforms, maybe business, or the way people look at female entrepreneurs, or whatever, fill in the blank. I like to take leaps of faith in my business. So my accelerator program is a great example of this. I am so excited to be able to be a business coach. I've been so excited to be able to coach people that have nothing to do with network marketing, nothing to do with my Prove It business, nothing to do with anything that is some other business, but I have full autonomy over something. I have full autonomy over my coaching clients. I have full autonomy, and I walk into it like, this is my baby. Like, I get so excited. And so yesterday I filmed, I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but I filmed a course, and I'm just going to tell you a story because I don't really care. It's not about Shoe Dog, but hey. So yesterday I went into a studio. I rented a really awesome studio. You can probably still see some of it in my Instagram story. Rented a studio for 5 hours, and I always said I wasn't going to do social media courses. I said, that doesn't make sense. I'm really loving this a la carte kind of style. It feels really good to me to say, hey, enrollment's open. Go to the link in the bio, pick your size of program, whatever. And then I just do my thing. And then these one-off masterminds where we really deep dive and we go to special places and we mastermind, we do the most. Well, then I got an offer I couldn't refuse, you know? So a company approached me and said, will you do social media training? Can you be the person who tells people how to set up social media? Can you be the person who teaches people how to utilize social media and capitalize on that? Because I've made, and this is not an income claim, or this is not this is not me saying you'll do this, but I've made over $20 million on the internet without running a single ad. And so a lot of people, especially in the network marketing direct sales space, know, oh my God, Jessie Lee is the girl. She can coach you, teach you, train you how to do it. Well, I said, look, I mean, I guess they could all join the accelerator program, but that would be kind of strange if your whole entire company ended up having to join in and you paid monthly memberships for people. I said, but what if I made you a course? Right. And as soon as it came out of my mouth, I'm like, Jessie Lee. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to be excited about this. This is going to be cool. And they really did make me an offer I couldn't refuse. It was money that I was like, oh, hey, girl, hey. And now I do have a course, and then I'll sell that to companies, and it's something that I'm excited about. And you can't kill my enthusiasm around it. If you're part of my accelerator program, you get on those calls with me each week, and you see, like, I'm busting at the seams. I'm so excited to be on there and share with you guys. And so I saw the same thing with Phil Knight. It was truly his enthusiasm that carried him a long way. Okay. The third thing I noticed is that in this book, he really, and I kind of already hit this, but he's totally resisting conformity. People are pushing him towards that comfortability. They're pushing him towards a job. They're pushing him towards security. And I remember so many times people would say, well, what about your 401k, Jessie Lee? What about your IRA, Jessie Lee? What about your, what about your health benefits, Jessie Lee? They would ask me all these things because when I started stepping into entrepreneurship, people who are not entrepreneurs do not understand. Right? They look at you like you have 9 heads. And if you have experienced that, drop a flame or something in the comments. I'm just curious. But for me, it's like, as soon as I said, I don't need a 401k, I don't need these health benefits, I don't need this stuff, I can go buy that. I'm an investor. I'm going to put my money other places. I know how to do all these things. I can learn from other people. I'm going to master on people. I'm going to put my money, like I was doing all these things, right? People thought I was nuts for a very long time. I started in entrepreneurship when entrepreneurship was really not cool. And I'm from Maryland, which it's not the same as being in Texas, where entrepreneurship is definitely celebrated here. People thought I was nuts. They would ask me where my job is. I would say I'm an entrepreneur, and they would literally look at me like, oh, unemployed. I know what that means. Unemployed. They looked at me like I was a complete nutso. And so yesterday I filmed for all of those hours, and I just felt like, wow, I'm super passionate about this, and this is really the path I'm supposed to be on. But I want to challenge all of you. Can you please resist conformity? You know the things you want to do. I would really appreciate if you guys would go after what you want to do. And yeah, it's still in this day. It's still in this day and time. Like right now, I'm kind of in like a, do I want to be digital? I'm of course just now furnishing the penthouse. It's finally 10 months later. I'm like, do I want to go digital nomad? Like take the dogs and just jump off the grid? I don't know. But I love this kind of stuff. Okay. The next thing is he really was seeking a calling, not a career. And again, this is only for people that are listening to this that are entrepreneurs. I don't know if this is going to resonate with everybody who's watching, but I didn't want that career. I wasn't ever interested in sitting behind the desk. I didn't want to work for somebody else. The idea of an 8 to 5, which I did have for a while there after graduating college, it made me feel like my whole soul was being sucked. I knew what my passions were. I know where my passions lie. And it's the same thing with you guys. What is your calling, right? For Phil Knight in Nike, his passion was running. His passion was sports. Throughout the entire book, he's talking about still running every day, running the 6 miles every day. And so it didn't matter what the setbacks were, because when you have setbacks, if it's something you're actually passionate about, you don't quit. Okay. You don't quit. It goes back to kind of that whole, like, why are you doing stuff? I ask people all the time, go, do the Dean Graziosi 7 layers deep thing, like go deep and ask yourself why. And if you are going to quit that easily, you're going to quit with some no's, you're going to quit with some money issues, you're going to quit with some people hating on you, you're going to quit with some naysayers, you're going to quit with people, that don't believe in what you're doing. Okay. Well, welcome to reality. Most people are never going to see your vision, because the vision is what God put in your heart, not anybody else's. Okay. But somebody who's actually passionate about something, they don't give up when it's easier to give up, which it is a lot more of the time. All right. Something else that I realized was there is a very fine line between success and failure. He talks about this in the whole book. It's like he is robbing Peter to pay Paul consistently. And I said this to our network marketing team, actually. I think it was on a call last week or something like that. I don't know what call I said it on, but I don't think you understand that Phil Knight, 18 years into building Nike. Again, I know y'all know what Nike is. 18 years into building it, was still living in a 1,600 square foot house with his 2 children and his wife. He still was dead broke. He's broke. He was just paying himself enough to live. And I think that too many people in entrepreneurship, you're so easy to give up. You're so easy to not try to figure it out. It's like, then leave entrepreneurship for the people who are tough. Because that line between success and failure is so, so small. But some of us know that if you toe the line, you're going to end up having those wins. It's when you get knocked down and destroyed by the no's. I'm just reading Jamie Kern Lima's book actually as well. This one I'm almost done too, but we'll have to do a recap on this or something like that. But, she's talking about how many people, hundreds and thousands of people told her, no, 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 no. And I reflect on my career where I started in direct sales network marketing. I've definitely had tens of thousands of no's. Tens of thousands of you have told me no to my business opportunity. You've told me a million times over no. Now with my accelerator program, I know that I've exposed like 60, 70,000 people to the accelerator program, not just on my social media, but like that's how many click-throughs we have. I'm not chasing you. If it's a no, it's a no. I'm over it. I go for the yeses, right? And I'm so resilient with it. It reminded me so much of this Shoe Dog situation where he's got the FBI after him. He's got at one point, he's got the SEC after him. He's got bankers after him. Banks are closing down on him. People say, you're no longer our client. The Japanese betray him. It's like one thing after another, one after the other, like everything that could go wrong goes wrong for him, and he still persists. And that's what winners do. It's like, it didn't matter when Japan started to screw him over. When his shoe company was called Blue Ribbon Shoes, he went, okay, what are we going to do? We're going to create another company. We're going to make shoes. Oh, I'll screw it. I don't know. Oh, I need a name to order the shoes from Mexico. Okay, Nike. Like, it's almost like you can't even believe it until you're looking back on it. I don't know if you guys can relate to that, but this is just how life and business works, okay? And I'll tell you, sometimes there is luck in there. Sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes, right now, live on a couple different platforms, maybe it's luck in a little bit that you stumbled across my live feed. Maybe you've never seen me before and you should follow me. Maybe you're like, who is this girl that's talking? How does she talk so well? Hit follow. Like, I don't think that that's a coincidence, right? It's the same thing with so many situations with Phil Knight. There's all these little moments where he's running into the right people, the right athlete. The right athlete sees him and wears his shoes. Someone happens to be wearing Nike swag. It's like these little breakthroughs of luck. This is real in business. Something else I got out of this book, and hopefully you guys are enjoying this. If you are, you can make sure you share it. I'm going to drink water really fast. Kind of already said this, but this life we are living, I got to tell you, it's here for those who fight for it. Right? Nike was on the verge of bankruptcy countless times. The financial problems, the cash problems, all the way up until the time that they went public, right? Like every single thing, it was blow after blow after blow after blow after blow. It didn't matter. He was going to fight. He was not going to let his company go down. And I think it's super important you remember that you're going to have moments in your business where people are going to tell you you're crazy, or people are going to quit, or people are going to say you're nuts, or people are going to say that business doesn't work, or that product doesn't work, or that service doesn't work, or whatever it is they're going to say about you. Are you going to quit? That's literally only up to you. Okay. Something else I got out of this book. I hope you guys are liking this. I don't know if you are or not, but purpose does not come the first day. It's built over time. Okay. And so he's talking about how, at the beginning, he had no idea really what was going to happen. But he just visualized what Nike could be. He visualized the future of it. He thought to himself, hey, I think that there's going to be a time when people wear normal running shoes to class and out. And it's so funny because that sounds like such a no way, not possible kind of situation for the 1970s and 1980s. But I want you to go look right now at your friend's feet. Is your friend wearing a pair of Nikes? Mine probably was earlier. She probably left her Nikes at the front. Yes. Did you? Yeah. Like we wear them all the time. You wear them with your leggings. You wear them with your jeans. Some people wear them with suits on. He really... the purpose continued to grow as his business continued to grow. All right. Something else I loved out of this is that, hey, it's okay to have an enemy. All right. It's okay to have a common enemy. The book is called Shoe Dog. This is the Phil Knight book. I read it last week and I loved it. And I wanted to recap it with you guys. Hopefully you're enjoying this. But the common enemy, his common enemy, I don't know, take a guess. What was the common enemy of the company Nike? I'm just curious if you know who they, quote unquote hate. I don't think they hate anybody, but who was their biggest competitor? Who is Nike's biggest competitor? I'll let you guys have a break to answer that really fast, and I'll go in through my There we go. Adidas is Nike's biggest competitor. That's right. And that is their common enemy. And so I really get out of this book that having that common enemy helped a lot of people to channel their energy and then align their energies. Okay. It was the undisputed brand that over and over and over and over and over again, they managed to dethrone. It was like that was Goliath. They were David, and they were trying to fight conformity. They were trying to fight the boredom. They were trying to fight the monotony. They were trying to fight everything they were doing. And then, of course, they surpassed them. Okay. Something else I really got out of this book is, look, how many of you want to be a successful business owner? I don't know if you do or not. You guys are very low energy tonight watching this. You're putting me to sleep, but you're lucky that I am self-energized because, wow, I can tell you why you're probably not so successful. Energy very low, very low, very low, very low. It's okay. I'll continue crushing this live. No problem. Okay. All right. So, but I'll tell you what I really love from this is it's 19, whatever that year is. Holy smokes, 1980, whatever. And they're about to go public. Okay. They're about to go public. And when they're about to go public, he is worth no money. Like I said, this is 18 years after Nike is founded. And also happened to go public the same week as Apple, for those of you who didn't know that. And what I found to be amazing is the night before they went public, when he's broke and he's sitting in his home in his 1,600 square foot house, he sits there and he's reflecting in his recliner. His wife went to bed early and was just, doing her normal stuff in bed, reading and knitting and doing all this. And he went to bed and he thought to himself about how, wow, his one friend and business partner might be worth $6 million tomorrow. And wow, this other business partner might be worth $2.5 million tomorrow. And wow, this person might be. And he's going through the list. And he goes to bed. And the New York Stock Exchange, it opens the next day and Nike goes public. And when Nike goes public, Phil Knight went from broke for 18 years of building that company to overnight worth $178 million. That's in like 1980. So I want you guys to do the math really fast on that, as much that's worth right now. Nike's only continued to grow. He's become one of the richest men in the world. It's overnight. But what's even more impressive, because I know people want overnight success. I see my TikTok comments of like, hey, if you make millions of dollars a month, can I get $1 million? It'll change my life. No, it won't. No, it won't. I could give you all my wealth. I could give you all the money I have. You would lose all of it. Because success has weight and success has responsibilities to it. And money in particular, if you do not know how you got it and you do not respect how you got it and you did not have the journey to it, you lose it. And if you think that I'm being crazy, go look at how many people win the lottery and they lose it. It's because you don't understand money. You don't respect money. Okay. And so I love this part of the book. He wakes up worth $178 million. He is still the first one to run in the morning. He is still the first one to get to work. He is still the first one to run a normal day. And it reminded me of my friend Eric Spofford, who came and spoke at my mastermind 2 weeks ago in Cabo. He sold his company. He made $115 million overnight. This is last year. He woke up the next day in New Hampshire and he went and he bought multifamily properties. His personal assistant was with him and she said, Eric, are we ever going to have a day off? And he said, nope. Probably not, right? Because people who are actually hustlers and people who understand how they got the money, it's like I talk about this all the time, and I really got this out of this book as well, just as a check, Jesse Lee's right kind of moment, is that the money is not the game. And I know if you don't have money, you don't really understand what I'm saying right now because you're like, what are you talking about? Like, yes, the money would fix everything. No, the money does not fix anything. What will fix it is who you become on the path to making the money. What are the skill sets that you are missing? What are the relationships that you are missing? Who are the people in your life that are missing? Where are the events that you need to go to that you're not going to? What are the things you need to consume, the books you need to read, the courses you need to take, the masterminds you need to join, the people you need to be around, etc. Fill in the flipping blank, okay, guys? That's what you need to pay attention to because then the money follows. The problem is the energy is so flipping low. That's why I made like a comment earlier. I'm like, wow, your guys' energy is really bad in this comment section tonight. That's not good. That's not attracting money. That's not attracting anything abundant. Just so everybody here is fully understanding of how any of this works. Okay. Like it's just it's a real thing. All right. And I thought that was so powerful that the reason why this man is who this man is. And by the way, he is Ed Milet, who is my business coach's neighbor. Ed Milet lives, I think, 2 doors down from Phil Knight currently. This is in California. You can look it up. I'm not being crazy. Okay. They live in the exact same golf course community. Phil Knight still walks 8 hours a day. Meaning Phil Knight, go look how old he is. He's in his 80s, is he not? Phil Knight is in his 80s, and the man is still working. The man is still hustling. One of the richest men on the planet, and he is still getting it done. I just want you to ask yourself, like, if you make $1 million, are you still going to get it going? If you make $1 billion, are you still going to get it going? The man's worth billions of dollars now and is still outworking us. I think that that is pretty powerful stuff. Okay. And I could go on and on about this book, but I mean, I think that a 25-minute live is long enough. But I really love this book. Again, the book was called Shoe Dog. It is the journey of Nike with Phil Knight. I did find out that it's being turned into a movie, and I'm excited to see how they dramatize all this because some of the stuff in the book sounds incredibly dramatic. And I can't wait for them to see. I can't wait to watch some of the Japanese fight. I can't wait to see the Japanese lie in court and get caught under oath lying. I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see a lot of stuff. I can't wait to find out they had a mole in the Japanese office. Phil got a mole. I can't wait to see what that's like in the movie. I can't wait to see what the whole entire journey is chronicled like with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon in this movie Air that's coming out, because you won't read the book, which is fine, but you'll watch the movie. I just think that success leaves a lot of clues. And so when people ask me how I've created my wealth or how I've created the lifestyle that I have, I'm like, I could teach you everything, but truly and honestly, success is caught, not so much taught. So I could sit here and talk all day long about everything, but you will catch it if you watch it more. And so I suggest, as a little takeaway from this, you need to unfollow people that make you feel like crap. You need to unfollow people that don't, support your goals and dreams. You need to spend more time around people, even if it's just on the internet, with people who are uplifting, high energy, positive thinkers, and moving the world forward. People do not hate from above. Okay. You don't see people that are above people, punching down or doing any of these things. These kinds of people, the Phil Knights, the Ed Milets, the Jesse Lees, I'm gonna do that more often. Put myself in that little category. Jamie Kern Lima, this is my friend over here. Little wild thing over here. She's not really that wild. You know what? We want to see everybody win. We want you to sit at the table, but in order to sit at the table, you have to understand the skill sets, and you got to put in the hard flipping work. So put in the work, and then you'll have what you want. All right. But those are some lessons I learned about Nike. I loved it. I hope you guys do too. If you don't already follow me, my name is Jessie Lee. You can call me Boss Lee, other people's mentor. I help people make 6 and 7 figures from their phones online. You can check the link in the bio. And I love and appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your night. Ciao.